Hey everybody, I don't usually like to start my videos with apologies, but I feel like I owe everybody one, as I haven't gotten a video up in a while. Um, I was really late with the video for 2 weeks ago, and then for the last week we had, I never even got a video up at all. Um, and then now I'm really late with getting this one up, so I've just been slacking. Truth be told, I've been really busy with a lot of stuff, academics, and I don't know how many people I told about this, but I competed in an event called the Tough Mudder this past Sunday at Wintergreen, which was a lot of fun. It was a 10-mile obstacle course on the mountain. It was tough and muddy, but ultimately a lot of fun. And put a good amount of time into training for it and stuff. So that combined with my schoolwork has just been kind of certainly filled up my schedule. And so, still not a valid excuse for me not getting videos up, but just thought maybe I'd cover my bases a little bit. Um, Plead for a little bit of forgiveness here from the league. Anyways, here is my league message for this week. This is our week 7 synopsis, week 8 preview. Now, I'm going to try to make it relatively short because I know I can drag it on. So let's look at the results for last week. In our first matchup, it was Brad versus Walter. Brad makes a good point, saying that at no week this year has he outscored Walter, and it was that trend continued this week. Walter beats him 105-68. For that showing, Brad receives the Snowman of the Week award for the second week in a row. I got it last week for allowing me to get my first win. I don't know which is more embarrassing. I don't know. I've gotten the Snowman 2 weeks in a row this year, so I know how that feels, Brad. Keep your chin up, though. And really, you can only go up from here. So, alright, let's see. Next matchup. It was Chad versus David. This one was our biggest blowout of the week. Chad, his team was really amped up from the recent trade he did with his dad. He got Wayne's boy, Arian Foster, who absolutely exploded for 40 points. Chad really didn't need the help, as he would have won regardless of Arian Foster. That's how big the beatdown was, 141-82. Chad's team is looking strong right now. Pretty big running back combo there, and of course, anytime you got Calvin Johnson, you can always win a game. So, our next matchup was Al and Mason. This was our matchup of the week here. Didn't really live up to his billing too much. Al, even though I predicted him to win, despite the fact all his Patriots were on bye, he really looked as lost as you might expect him to without his boy Brady and Green Ellis and all the Patriots he usually employs. Matt Castle went for 2. Ray Rice, who's been a beast this year, went for 3. That's just unlucky, Al. Got a big game from Sproles, but it really did nothing against Mason's relatively unbalanced effort. He got 43 from Breeze, who just he just smacked the Colts in the face all night. Not a whole lot from a lot of other people. His boy Jimmy Graham did well, but it was enough to win 107-74. Al will look to bounce back this coming week, as he's had a good season this year. Cody beats Jeremy 83-70. I don't really know how this happened. Cody put a bye in, and I feel like the fantasy gods should have stepped up and done something about this. Listen, guys, you got to set your lineups, okay? I don't really think there's maybe like 2 or 3 valid excuses that exist for not being able to set your team. And Cody left Steven Gostkowski, who had a bye this week, who contributed 0 points to his team. He won regardless, but I feel like we've gone over this in the past. It's a league rule. You got to set your teams. Cody, you will get it, if not this week, sometime during this season, because the fantasy gods, they don't let offenses like that go unpunished. That's all I will say about that. In our final matchup of the week, I somehow won my second matchup in a row here. I was totally convinced a couple weeks ago I was going to go 0-14 this year, but luckily, in the nick of time, my quote-unquote boy, DeMarco Murray, who's been just chilling on my bench all year, he decides to explode for 31. My team actually had a relatively balanced effort for the first time all year. I broke 100. That's huge for me. And I ran into Wayne's team, who's really looking kind of sad these days after his trade. Yeah, not looking too hot over there, Wayne. And as you pointed out this week, your team's looking even worse. I'll have to see how that works out. Fantasy's so random, you never know what's going to happen, but on paper, your team certainly doesn't look too hot. I said I wasn't going to drag on, but here I am dragging on, so let's look at the matchups this week real quick. First, it's me and Jeremy. Jeremy's got all the checks, as he rightly should. I'm starting DeMarco Murray and Roy Halou, Kevin Walter. I mean, it's ugly. Jeremy should have put a big beat down on me this week. I think the 2-game winning streaks are kind of a fluke, to be honest with you. Next, we have David and Brad. This is our matchup of the week. We got 2, 2, and 5 teams here. Usually I go with teams with good records for the matchup of the week, but this week I feel like we can just kind of stoop into the cellar, see how the air is down there. I can personally tell you how it is down here, but let's not get into that. This is a big game for David and Brad because I feel like their teams don't look that bad. Like, I don't know, they just haven't been getting results this year. And I feel like whoever wins this matchup, I personally think it'll be Brad. Whoever wins this matchup, I feel like could be poised for maybe a couple-game winning streak, get their seasons righted here, because currently they're going in the wrong direction. Next, we got what would have otherwise been our matchup of the week, Mason versus Chad. I just felt like Mason had been in enough matchup of the weeks lately, so we don't need his head getting too big. But anyways, this should be a pretty good matchup. I like this one. I like the way it stacks up on paper. I think Mason takes it, but Chad's team is hot, so you never really know. Two very talented rosters here. I'm interested to see the way this one plays out. We got Cody versus Al. Al's got his Patriots back, and the gods still have it out for Cody, so I think Al wins this one this week. That's just my prediction. And then finally, in what should be the hugest beatdown of the week, we have Wayne versus Walter. Walter, best team in the league right now, 6-1 record. It's just been creaming people lately. Balanced team, everybody contributing. And then Wayne, who I said his team's not looking too hot right now. He's starting Daniel Thomas, Delone Carter, Steve Breston. I don't really know why you would ever start Steve Breston, but I guess maybe he has no other alternatives. And just the Fozzie Bear picture, whatever that is a picture of, it looks like kind of like a retarded baby Muppet. I feel like the gods, I mean, regardless, they were going to get him for that anyways. So, yeah, Walter wins more than convincingly this week, I think. Let's take a quick peek at the standings. We haven't done this all year. But I don't know if you guys noticed, but everybody in David except for David, ironically enough, has a winning streak of 2 games or better. So David's been making a push for greatness lately. Goliath, you need to step your game up because everybody in Goliath, except for Chad, who won big last week, has a losing streak. So Brad's lost his last 5. It's rather impressive. Nobody has any streak of that length. Walter's won 4 in a row. Cody's won 4 in a row. A couple weeks ago, I think I said, watch out for Cody. His team's kind of creeping up on people. Not to say that I called it or anything, but I definitely called it. So Cody's a team to watch out for. Mason, obviously, with his talented roster, he's got a 3-game winning streak. My winning streak's a fluke, let's be honest, but things are trying to stack up pretty nicely here as we're about rounded into playoff time. Not yet, but it's coming up. We certainly need to start thinking about it. Right now, I think Al and Chad are the class of Goliath. I feel like Jeremy could make a push. He's certainly got some players on his team that can turn it on in the second half of the season. If he can just get Big Ben's mind right, you know. But Wayne, I don't see Wayne going anywhere this year. Wayne, you and I can probably start thinking about next year. And Brad, if you can get a win over David this week, I think that your season can go in the right direction, but we'll see about that. I'm going to post my predictions here on the board right now. I appreciate all of you who've already started the message and are contributing to that. Other than that, I hope you all have a great weekend. Enjoy watching some football, and good luck in your fantasy matchups. Except for Cody, because you didn't set your team. All right.